Little too much going on tonight. Okay, so my apologies. I missed a few of the questions. For those of you watching the recording later, we had a few questions. We're in about 17 minutes. I forgot to hit the record button. So now we're on number 19 on the practice test. How do we do it? It's an Euler diagram problem. You can tell that right here in the directions. It says use an Euler diagram to check the validity. Okay, all students study hard. John is not a student, therefore John does not study hard. You don't have to do what I did over here on the right. I just like to, I don't know. It helps me then make my Euler diagram. So students study hard. So if you're a student, then you study hard. So this is student, this is study hard. You're not a student, therefore John does not study hard. So here's my Euler diagram. By the way, I have a truth table here too. You can ignore that. I was just going over the top to show you how to do it with a truth table. But look over here on the left. So look, did I draw the right diagram for all students study hard? Isn't that basically if you're a student, then you study hard? So that means the student circle has to be inside the study hard circle, correct? Remember, the if has to always be in the inside. All right, second premise, John is not a student. So I put down these two locations where John might be, right? All we know is he's outside of the S circle. So can we conclude that he's outside of the study hard circle? He might be outside here, but he certainly is not outside in this position, is he? So this is definitely invalid, is what the Euler diagram tells me. Now, just to cover more bases, you can see on the right I did it the truth table way, and again you can see it's invalid. Of the two rows where all the premises were true, there was one of those rows that had a false conclusion. So again, just like we found out over on the left, this is an invalid conclusion, or argument, I should say. So you don't need this diagram over here on the right, this Euler, but I did it anyway because I wanted, you know, here, let me get rid of this and I'll put in a new one. So basically, this is how your work, this is all you would have to show. And you don't even do you see where this helps a little bit up here in the corner? It just got my coding right, so I knew what I was going to call my different statements.
And you know what, for me, I didn't do that, and I was doing that when we were doing the assignment, and I need to go back to doing that, and I think that's why I struggled with it so much.
Yep. I'm okay, so I'm kind of glad that came up. Good. Does anyone want to follow up on number 19? All right, let's move on. Another practice test question.
Go ahead.
I don't remember what number it was. Oh, number 12. I don't understand how we come up with the answers for those. I mean, I obviously know if it's true or if it's false because I know how to do basic math, but I don't get it.
Okay. Here, is that Robin? I'm just going by the voice.
Sorry, I'm on my iPad. I had to stop my picture.
Well, and that I turned the pictures off so we could see the whole screen. So
well, never mind then.
Don't worry, picture. Um, anyway, here's the problem. In the following statement, is the following statement below true or false? Robin, this all comes down to the rule if. When is an if-then statement false?
When the first is true and the second is false?
That's correct. Is the first true here?
No, it's false.
So doesn't that mean it's guaranteed to be true?
Yes.
See, here's
Okay.
what you really have. If false, then true. Why false? Well, 2 plus 2, of course, is not equal to 5, and 2 times 3 is equal. So this is really an if false, then true. And you know from your rules, in your if-then rules, oh, that's got to be true. So even though it starts off with garbage, Robin, this
Okay,
is
yeah.
true. Turns out true.
Okay, I must not have had good enough notes on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you asked. I have people, you know, it's hard to write down that a statement is true when it starts off with trash like that, but that is correct.
Can we go over number 11 because it was the conditional and it kind of threw me off a little bit.
You bet. Coming right up. Okay, here we go. Number 11. Under which conditions is the following statement true? Sally is naturally beautiful, or she knows how to use makeup. So
we would set it up with like the or sign, the V,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
figure it out.
So and we kind of need some letters here to make it a little easier. So here's how I set it up. Sally is naturally beautiful. I call that N. Or she knows how to use makeup. I decided to call that M.
Right. And it
So
should be
basically,
false if both false.
yeah, you get the idea. So when will it be true? Well, I mean, the only one that will be false is the bottom one, right? Like I heard you say it. The only time they're going to be false is when they're both false, like down here. Well, doesn't that mean the other three are going to be true? Sure, look. So, the question was, under what conditions will the following statement be true? Under all conditions except when both statements are false. Something to that effect. So, here's my answer right here. So the statement will only be false when both parts are false. Every other combination will result in a true conclusion. So again, what this question was really going after is really trying to see, do these people really know their inclusive or rule? That's what this was really aiming at. Anybody on 11? Questions? All these are all good questions. What's next?
Can you please do number 3?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Coming right up. Okay, here's number 3. Let G stand for he is a gentleman, and let S stand for he is a scholar. Write the following in words. Okay, so we have 2 parts here. So I'll take, by the way, let me just say, the one thing I would not want you guys to do is say, it is not the case that he is a gentleman and a scholar. Okay, it's time to pull Mr. De Morgan out, guys. Do all of you remember? So, by the way, this is all about part A here. You guys all remember, what's another way to rewrite the negation sign outside of an and? Do you all remember that?
With the sign.
Yep, flip the sign. So what is that in words over here on the right? He is not a gentleman, or he is not a scholar.
And
That would be my answer.
it did want us to write it in words, not symbolically. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So here we go. There you are in words. Please note this. What I'm circling is what students often mess up on. In other words, you got to remember to flip that sign.
So I guess the question I had was, in the book it says for the answer, he is not a gentleman and a scholar, and I was wanting to put or, and I want it to be different. So or would be correct, right?
Yeah, here I'm going to. The answer in the book is cheesy. That's what I just said. You know, they did this. They said it is not the case that he is a gentleman and a scholar. Shame on you, book. Yes, that's true, but that's like they didn't do it. It's like saying, oh, he's a gentleman and a scholar. Not.
Right.
Well, that doesn't do anything. So if you wanted to do this, bless your heart. This is a better answer than what the book has. And this is what I would look for.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I just did A, not B, but that's probably enough, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this one is just what? He is not a gentleman and he is a scholar. Not much. There's not as much challenge on part B. Another good question. Thank you for asking. Next, another test item. I just want to make sure we get these first. I do have some other requests. Carolyn has asked me for a number of looking at a bunch of issues from lesson 3.2. I'll go to any place in the chapter if you'd like. But I want to make sure we get all the test issues talked about first.
Okay.
Anybody else? Test question? Thank you. Those are really excellent. I appreciate that. Okay, then I'm going to scoot back to 3.2. And, well, I don't have the problem, so we're going to have to talk it through. I don't have any for 3.2. Okay, so, Carolyn, we may be doing a lot of this audibly. Let's see. So I'm back there. 3.2,
Okay.
number 11. Okay, 3.2, number 11.
Okay.
Use the statements G and S from problems 5 through 7. So those are those same ones. G is he is a gentleman, and S is he is a scholar. Okay, got it. Oh, that's for 5 through 7. Never mind. Number 11. P is it is raining. Q is I will go to the beach. So how do you do part A? It is raining, but I will go to the beach. So let me make a page here, Carolyn. New page.
Okay.
Come on, computer. There we go. So on part A, it is raining. Well, that's just P, right? But I will go to the beach. So do all of you remember? But is just really in logic is just an and.
Okay.
Okay. Part B. It is raining, or I will go to the beach. Okay, that one was pretty simple.
Gotcha.
Part C. Oh, now watch this one. Part C. Assume that P is true and Q is false. Find the truth value. So P is true and Q is false. So we're supposed to find the truth values of these things. So let me change colors here. So let's do the first one, P and Q. So if P is true and Q is false, what's the rule for combining? True only when they're both true, right?
Yes.
So let me change to red. So the answer to that part is false. Okay, now let's do the other one. P or Q. P is true and Q is false according to the book. What's the rule for or?
False when both false.
First one true and second one's false.
Yes, that's what they are, but the rule says what? Only false when both are false?
Yes.
So therefore, they're not both false. Doesn't that tell you that this thing is true?
Okay.
So that was number 11.
Thank you.
All right. Let's just take, I don't know, we can't look at all of them, Carolyn, but let's look at number 13 on that
Okay.
same section. Starting a new page is kind of slow, so if you're wondering, it's because this is a huge file. Come on, sweetheart. Oh no. Okay, I was just not patient enough. Okay, here's number 13. P stands for MITA is cooperative. Q stands for DESI is uncooperative. Write each statement in symbolic form. Neither DESI nor MITA is uncooperative. Now, this is a little bit tricky. So what they're telling us is both of them are cooperative. Am I correct? Isn't that another way to read number 13? If
Both
neither
of them
one
are uncooperative.
If neither one is uncooperative, doesn't that mean both of them are cooperative?
Yes.
Okay. So, how do I write MITA is cooperative?
P.
No, P is MITA is. Oh, you're right.
And
Okay.
then
And how do I write DESI is cooperative?
and not Q.
Bingo. So you just got to be careful of your words there.
All right.
I don't know. There's really nothing secretive going on.
I feel like it.
And if there's a challenge there, it's the challenge with the doggone English.
Yeah.
Like, look at here. Let's do number 15. Right below that, it says either MITA is cooperative. Well, that's P, or where am I? I lost my way. Or DESI is uncooperative. Isn't that the letter Q? DESI is uncooperative.
Yeah. That
So-
gets to be so.
So those aren't really that deep. You just gotta be careful with the, like the word neither or either. Make sure you just are careful what do those words really mean, and then just interpret it in terms of the problem.
Okay. Perfect.
Now we should maybe do one that's a little different, Carolyn.
All right. How about I've got a question on 29. It's
All right.
pretty simple, but I made
Okay.
an extra column on the truth table. So
Yep, coming up. Okay, number 29. We're supposed to do not P and Q. So you've got a truth table that probably looks like this. I'm going to make a, what, a not P column?
Yep.
Well, maybe yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do it more like I did it in
That's
class. I'll just do it right underneath.
on the other side.
So not P is just the opposite of the P column. Q, I'm just going to copy. And then in between, follow the rule for and. Only true and
Okay.
only true and both are true.
Gotcha. Rest of them are false, except for the third one down.
That's correct. So that's your answer for number 29.
All right. Gotcha. I was trying to put the not P on the other side, and then I did somewhere I did and Q, and it was all wrong. So I got it now.
Maybe this, yeah, I've done it that way too. I think maybe this way of putting it right underneath like that might help you a little bit.
All right.
Okay, I think we hit the big things for the 3-2. Now, anybody else? Where should we go? We can go back to the chapter 3 practice test, or we can go anywhere in the chapter you would like. So for the people watching the video, you probably caught on by now. I didn't record this from the very beginning, but after we finish talking about practice test issues, we are also opening this up to questions on other problems throughout the chapter 3. So as long as we're on 3.2, anybody have anything you want to talk about? Okay, let's open it up to anything now. Anything at all. I mean, not personal problems, but let's stick with math. Okay, it's sounding pretty quiet. So I think what we're going to do
Hey, Ron.
is, yes, go ahead.
How many Euler diagrams should we expect to be on the test? Euler diagrams.
I don't know, maybe 2 at the most.
Okay.
I don't know how many truth tables.
You can make the whole test truth tables for all I care. And switches and...
Well, I got your vote loud and clear.
You got mine
Yeah.
too.
Once again, I think you'll find, well, maybe you may not, but I think you'll find the test is, I thought last time it was, what, reasonable in length. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I know a number of you worked on it for quite a while, and that's just fine. But I think this is about equal in length to the first one. So
25 questions.
Well, I don't know about that. See,
Was
a number of questions just isn't fair because, you know, like what if I only give you one question but I have parts A through Z?
Oh, right.
So, but yeah, let me just promise you that overall, I think you'll see it's not a whole lot different in length. I can't. I don't remember. I have no idea what the number of questions is, but I think you'll see the length is very similar. By the way, Cindy, there are more truth tables on the test than there are Euler diagrams.
Nice. Thank you.
Well, you already heard. Maybe you didn't pick it up, but everybody, that's my preference, because with a truth table, hey, you got it all. There's no, if you did right, everything is laid bare. With an Euler diagram, there's always a little bit of wonder, did I draw enough circles? And so for that reason, I mean, Euler diagrams are nice and quick, but I like the certainty of knowing, oh, I've got every single scenario covered, and that's what a truth table does. So this goes without saying, everybody, you've got your rules memorized, basically attached to your skull, right? Even though I said I would let you use your notes, you need to know those rules by heart. So if we still have any of you that are a little bit fuzzy on those, that would be time well spent practicing your rules. Okay, so one more time, are there any other things you would like to, questions or topics you would like to talk about?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
I want to apologize for the kind of weird beginning tonight. My computer crashed. Well, good thing I was way in advance. I had the Hangout set up an hour early tonight. But sure enough, we get to within 15 minutes of the real thing, and my computer decides to reboot. That means I lost my Hangout, I lost my notes, everything. And so it took me about 10 minutes to get it, and then I had to send out a second email. So if you look in your email, you'll see I sent you 2 messages. And the first one, because my computer died, led to a dead end. So thanks for hanging in there. Sorry that happened. Guess that's going to happen occasionally.
I'm just thankful you know what you're doing.
Would you please promise me, everybody, contact me if you have any other questions? Email will work. You can call me. Let's don't just let it rest, okay? It's better if you get it settled in your mind right when the question comes up. So try to contact me. All right. Well, blessings on the very short remainder of your weekend. Thank you, and thanks for the great questions tonight.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.